Hi, I'm Gail and welcome back to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Today we're going to make a recipe from Kelly Herring's cookbook, which is called Guilt-Free Desserts. Now, she has an amazing cookbook. She's in her cookbook you have breads and you have appetizers and then you have all these lovely desserts. So today we're going to make a low-carb coconut flour brownie, which is absolutely delicious and is really healthy compared to a lot of the recipes out there with all the sugar and the flour and everything else. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you how to make this lovely low-carb coconut flour brownie. So the first thing we're going to do is we've got the pot on the stove. I've just turned the burner on, and we need 1.5 cups of butter. Now, Kelly uses everything organic. She is really health conscious, and she's trying to teach us cooking the organic way because it's just so much healthier. You don't have the pesticides and everything else, and it's okay. I know it's expensive. I don't use absolutely everything organic either, and some people do, and we try. Like I try to do the best I possibly can with what I've got. So I've got 1.5 cups of butter in there, and now I have my chocolate. Now I'm using unsweetened chocolate, and in this container there's 8 ounces altogether, so it looks like a big chocolate bar. We're going to put it in with the butter and we're going to melt it. So you will find, I remember in the day that they used to be individually wrapped cubes, and now they're coming in like a chocolate bar. So we're just going to break it up, and we want to melt everything together. And you'll end up, you've got 2 packages here. So we will put all of it in because that's the 8 ounces. So we'll melt this all up, and then we'll go from there. So we're still working on melting this down. Now, I'm just going to give you like a little trick. I'm not sure if you guys do this or not, but I buy my butter when it's on sale, and I can get the pound for $2.88 a pound. So I'll grab a whole bunch of them, I'll put them in the freezer. And then when I need it, I just bring it out, and it thaws out in the fridge and it's ready to go. But like this morning, I pulled it out of the freezer, cut off the amount I wanted, and I'm melting it anyway. So if you can, get some good deals, if you have a freezer, throw stuff in your freezer because it just keeps it and you can use it later, and it's just wonderful. So now, since we have this all melted, I'm going to just take it off the burner, set it aside, and we will continue working on making our batter for our brownies. While our chocolate is cooling down, we are going to mix together 6 eggs. She suggests organic eggs, if you can get them. And the big thing is if you can afford them also. We need 1 cup of erythritol. Now I powder mine. I just automatically do that when I buy it. And I just find it just works a lot better. It dissolves a lot better. I just got to find my package here. And here is my erythritol package, and it's the Now brand that I happen to buy. And it's quite lovely. And that was a pound, and it cost me $11.25. And yes, it is expensive, but it's just so much healthier for you. And the interesting thing is, in her book, her cookbook, Kelly explains the differences between erythritol, your sugar, your stevia, that kind of stuff. So it's really informative. Her book is very, very informative. And now I have 2/3 cup of coconut milk. Now, the coconut milk that I buy, it's so thick, and I absolutely love it. I just use it for almost everything. I just love the brand. And it's a mealy. Looks like it's Japanese or Chinese, but it's a lovely. It's very, very thick. I've got a little bit of liquid in there, but I'll just dump that out. Or you can use it for other things, put it in your shake or whatever. But that's a really good one. Now, I know a lot of recipes that I've done, I've used it, and people say they have trouble trying to find it. So you just shop around. You can use the runny too, because it works well in this also. And then I've got my vanilla, and I have 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So we're just going to mix this all together. Our next step, we are to fold in our coconut flour. And we have 1 cup of coconut flour. So now we're going to pour in our chocolate and mix it well. And I'm sure that's going to take a couple of minutes to do. Now we have this mixed well. We're going to fold in 1/4 cup of chopped walnuts, finely chopped. And she's saying just to fold them in. Now I've taken a pan. In her recipe, Kelly is using a 17 by 11 inch pan, and she's used cooking spray to spray it. So I'm just going to set that aside. I don't have a 17 by 11 pan. Mine's a 9 by 13. So that's what we're going to use today. And I've already sprayed it with coconut oil. So now I'm just going to pour in our brownie mix. And this is a good size pan, and it works out with her recipe and everything else, that it's 2 carbs per serving of these lovely coconut flour brownies. So I'm just going to shake it around. And we're going to put it in the oven for at 350 for approximately 20 to 25 minutes. I like using mine on the middle rack of the oven. So we're just going to play it by ear and test it to see if it takes as long or less. We'll see. So here is our low-carb coconut flour brownies, and the recipes from Guilt-Free Desserts, and Kelly Herring is the author and who creates all these recipes. Now, it was very interesting when it was baking. We did put a lot of butter in, and you could see it bubbling big time around the sides and in the center. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's not going to be finished. But when I took it out, it all seemed to absorb, and then we have this very moist brownie, if you can see it here. I think it's better to wait the next day to eat it because you have more flavor with it. It's very nice, very moist. I think it'd be really good with some kind of icing on it. But that's a nice, healthy brownie. So if you're interested in her cookbook, you'll find it on my blog, my website, lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. You'll see it on the right side, the Guilt-Free Dessert cookbook, and you can click on that, or I'll put the link on the YouTube station. Anyhow, try this recipe and try some of my other recipes. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.